Right, we're back to trade the last day of the week. It's Friday. This is our second week of this small account, trading one micro NASDAQ future. Had a pretty rough week. I think we've had 3 red days, 1 really good green day for the account. As you can see, we have news coming out at 10, so this is why I don't trade around 10 a.m. because you don't want to get stuck in that. I am opening up my stop loss range. Typically, I don't like to go past 10 points. However, yesterday we had 3 trades, 2 or 3 trades that would have been green had we had a little bit wider stop. We got stopped out right at 10 points. Had that been 15, we would have made money yesterday. So gonna open that up a bit, let the trades breathe a little more, and we'll see how we do. We're gonna be cautious and patient, especially after just having a rough week. Don't really want to end the week on another red day. However, it could happen and we just need to be okay with that. It just sucks going into the weekend with a red day. With allowing myself 15 points of drawdown on a trade, we also opened up our stop loss on our risk settings. I changed it from $40 to $60. If we left it at 40, that's 1.5 trades at 1.5 red trades that we would be out. So just expanded it a bit to allow room for our new limits. We're gonna wait for the markets to settle down from this craziness and start looking for some trades. This morning, in the overnight session between 4 and 7, the markets kind of dumped and passed the lows from yesterday. So we'll see if we can get a recovery of that or if we just continue to tank. Kind of seems like all week we've just been kind of on this downward trend. However, with scalping and just getting 5 to 10 points a trade, doesn't really matter. Feeling kind of timid to take any trades just because of the week we did have. You guys can believe it or not, but I was kind of wanting to get in down here, but I didn't because I was thinking I was making a quick decision because we just started looking at the markets. Of course it ripped. As we had this pullback, I was thinking it might be a good opportunity to get in at 300 because we came up to 330 and then coming down to the 300 level would be a good area to get in at. And of course then we rip up another 40 points. So kind of just struggling with those thoughts right now. And to adding on to worrying about what we did this week, feeling like we missed out on 2 good trades, that's another just mental struggle you have to deal with trading. We do kind of feel like we're going to keep pushing. The ES is up, push through VWAP and up to point of control. I think if it breaks through point of control, NASDAQ is going to push to its VWAP and point of control. Let's get in on VWAP. It's kind of like a FOMO trade, so we need to keep this at a tight stop loss, but I think we still go up to point of control at 70. And ES is just making new highs. If NASDAQ can do the same. We can get up to 90, maybe 400. I'm going to put a stop for lock in 10 points though. There we go. So we definitely had the idea of getting in that trade a lot earlier, and I should have. I was thinking about trades and they were all playing out perfectly, so on the third time I should have just got in, and it felt like it was gonna rip. So but we got our 10 points. It's a good scalp. The ES is just powering through. Maybe if we get a pullback down to VWAP, or even point of control at 70, maybe we'll look to get in. Probably not point of control because that's 20 points away from VWAP. I could see us going past to test VWAP, which would be a 20-point losing trade. I don't want to hold on to that. So we'll see how it reacts. We don't have to get into every setup, but I think that would not be good for us to get in at 70. Let's wait and see if we go down to VWAP at like around 50, maybe mid 50s. And of course, point of control would have been a good scalp, 70 to 86, 85. Every trade I'm thinking about doing is playing out perfectly. I'm just scared that by the time I get in, it's not going to do what I was thinking. But on days where you feel really good like that, you probably should just take the opportunities. This just feels like we keep ripping up to 20 again, kind of like a FOMO trade. This is really bad to get into a trade after a huge push like that. So don't do that. We should have waited for this pullback, which I know better than to do that. We've held on to this way too freaking long. Oh man. Red weeks really mess with me. When I have multiple red days within a week, I should probably just take a few days off. I'm gonna get in here. It feels like we're gonna go push this 404, 405 level and then possibly go test 420. Can we please go test 420? The ES tested its, oh, it broke through its overnight highs. It made new highs, but NASDAQ did not. So it would be nice if we could go test those at 450. Wants to. Sellers just seem like they're a little more in control right now. Just keeping the buyers at bay. But we're not going to hold on to this too long. Actually, if we get into the 80s, let's just get out. A little push. Can we keep going? Just asking for like 25, 30 points. We're going to keep moving our stop up to lock in profits as this continues up. F it. We're going to get out at 39. So, a little bit of a roller coaster with the two trades. We were up a little bit, then down, you know, halfway to our loss limit, which don't really like. Which means we couldn't hold on to this trade if it went to the red too long. So we're up like $8 after commissions now, from green to red to green. Now let's see if we can keep the green and maybe make that $8 into something a little larger. I like that we keep making these new highs, but it was, you could see it was very tough for it to do that, which is doesn't really give me a lot of confidence that we keep this upward movement. So we're gonna just take a few minute break, let our nerves calm down and come back. All right, we took a little break to let our emotions just calm down a little bit. I completely stepped out of the room and away from the computer. I didn't sit here looking at the charts because then I'm struggling with trying not to trade and trying to take a break. So it's easier to just walk away completely and out of sight, out of mind. I did that because I could tell I was very timid taking trades when we first started, and then finding out that those trades that I wanted to take were pretty good winning trades. I was letting my emotions get the best of me, and part of day trading is managing yourself and the mental aspect of this, and I struggle every day with the emotional part of this. So I've realized the feelings that creep up, and I need to keep those feelings down, keep those emotions down, so I don't start making mistakes. So I do what I have to do to continue trading with a clear mind. So we're coming down to VWAP, which we talked about earlier. But like it to get a little closer, maybe into the 50s before we try to buy off of that. ES has a long way to go, and its point of control and VWAP are right around the same area. So when it does go down there, I would 100% look to buy on NASDAQ. This buying off VWAP right now doesn't feel that great. I mean, it could play out, but I'm not that confident in it. Let's see if we do tap it or in reverse, or if we just kind of blow right past it. What I'm thinking is earlier when we came up to test VWAP, we just went right through it. And it doesn't feel that, feels pretty heavy, so we could just blow right past 60. Maybe buying in the 30s where this volume is. That might be around the same time that the ES is hitting the 80s with point of control and VWAP. The ES is really trying to get down into the low 80s. Well, like 80, yeah, 84, 85. I'm gonna get in here. It's around that point of control and VWAP on ES. Bunch of volume in the 30s. We could possibly get closer to 30, maybe in the 20s, but I think we can hold on to that. And I'm not looking for anything crazy. We've really just slowed down for the day. coming up on 50. I'm just gonna take that. It's moving so slow and I can't sit in trades that long, but that's 1950. I mean, that's exactly what we were wanting to happen. Get into the 30s around the same time that ES is touching point of control and VWAP for a scalp out of that. We weren't expecting it to, rip up 50, 60 points. We got our 10 points out of it. I believe we continue this downtrend. I do like to keep an eye on the NASDAQ composite just to see what it's doing. And we just kind of broke down past the 11,700 level, which should indicate a downturn on these futures contracts as well. Again, not looking for a ton of points, just a quick little scalp. Want to squeeze 10 points out of it, but I could see us going down to testing 300. Yeah, the composite's now down to 684. Not saying that it always indicates the same movement on the futures, but it's nice to just kind of keep an eye on different charts and see how everything's interacting with each other. We could go up and test the 30. The test is going to be how's the ES going to interact with VWAP and point of control. The point of control keeps moving up and down over here, so I don't know if that's trying to keep it from ripping up or what. But this could be a bad thing for us if it wants to rip up. Go ahead and just put a buy up here at 33 just to make sure we don't give back more than that. If we do get stopped out, probably going to be around break even on the day, which I don't know if I would want to continue trading just after this week and after this morning. We're going back down and broke past 20, a little bit past our point of entry. Don't like that. But ES is still below point of control and VWAP. I can very easily see us making this area like right around 20, like the low for this movement, and then start creeping back up. So I'm gonna get out because that's kind of what it feels like we're doing. I'm gonna go with my gut and buy here, thinking that we're gonna start a little bit of a rotation back up into the 50s and 60s. That's kind of what my instinct's telling me. And it's basically what the market does every day. I'm going to put a stop at, like 15 points, and then let's just see how much we can squeeze out of this. One last trade for the day, for the week. to end our 2-week small account. Starting on Monday, we're going to allow trading 2 contracts at a time. I am putting a little bit more money in this account just so we can have a little more freedom. As of right now, I'm not sure if I want to trade 2 contracts, you know, do exactly what we're doing, trading 1 contract at a time and just setting it to 2, effectively just doubling every trade that we've been doing, or if I want to still trade 1 contract and just give us room to have an extra contract to add to winning trades or to help lower our entry if we're kind of in a jam. Historically, that's what I like to do, is have an extra contract to play with. So maybe we'll do that for a couple days and then just see how we go from there. But it will be nice seeing more money on the board. Even though I know that's not supposed to matter, we should just be looking for points and having a good win rate. ES came down, screwed around with the VWAP and point of control, and it's kind of getting a little push out. So let's see if we can do the same thing and maybe break above VWAP in the 60s, 70s. And maybe if we get above like 50, we'll lock in some profits. But at the moment, I'm still okay with it coming down and just stopping us out if we have to. But I like the idea of coming up and testing VWAP, and with VWAP being at 57, if we can get above 50, we might push up even higher than that. See what the market does. I'm up to 49. I know I said I was okay with a red trade, but let's go ahead and just make sure we don't lose money on this trade. Struggle is real. Probably come down, get stopped out, and then it's going to rip up. It's a pretty big spike at 30, so it's kind of helping us out right now. But if we get below that like that, we're going to get stopped out. Yep. So we could have had quite a bit there. So we got in at 26 and we reached 49, 48. I can't do math just on the spot like that. So 48 minus 26. So we could add a $44 trade. That would have been nice, but I'm really thinking it's gonna continue up. I really think we're gonna work our way back up to 50, and if you know, it's gonna be the 3rd time that we test these high 40s that we break through that. We've already gone up and tested twice, and we are on our way to testing again. ES is barely breaking above its previous like candle high. Maybe trying to get back up into this range. All right, come on, let's get past 50. There we go. Let's lock in at 50. Okay, we're out. It's 23. We're up 35 on the day. Profit trades, we have $100 in profit, but we had too large of losing trades, which we started off the day by saying that we are expanding what we're willing to lose. So ending green is green. Not sure if this feels strong enough to continue the move up, and with taking 7 trades with an emotional roller coaster, it's 11:10, so we've been doing this for an hour, including the break that we needed to take, which was necessary. I'm going to end it there. So this concludes like our 2-week small account. Next week we're still working with a small account, but it's not that small. Now we have like $600 in there, so we're going to work with 2 trades. So with that said, we're going to export our trades and put them into a platform called Tradervue. I'm breaking off the Tradervue section into another video since this video is already over 20 minutes long. Plus that way people could find it easier if they want to just watch that portion. So I'll put a link in the description for the video about Tradervue and kind of how to import your trades from Tradervue over there. So check out that link and see you in that video.